Hi guys, first on YouTube, and let me start the uh, feedback also on the Facebook. Alright, so we are on the YouTube and on the Facebook, so we'll try to hit the bird with the one rock, two birds with the one rock. We'll wait for the people to jump on the feeds, and we'll start in a few seconds. So basically, hold on to your seat. In meantime, I'm posting. Oh shit, that cannot be posted like this. Okay, I was trying to post the link to the State Department on YouTube. Maybe it will do right now. Link to State Department. I'll link to State Department. Department memo. Right? Yep, it made the boom. So I posted the link to the State Department memo on the YouTube. Let me see if I can do the same on Facebook. Hopefully I'm not going to break the system right now. I can see, there you go, link to State Department memo. Because this is kind of important. Link, boom, there you go, that went. Hopefully you guys can see it too on the Facebook, so everyone will be on the same page what we're talking about. All right, so okay, we got a lot of people already on the Facebook and on the YouTube, and I want to address both audiences at once. So here we go. Today morning, well, no, let's go back to the previous week, just before the beginning of the new year. So we had the live event, and during the live event, one of the viewers asked me about what I think about the ban on Russian ammo. And at that point, I was taken a little bit by surprise because I didn't hear anything. As you guys know, I was on active duty, so I had no, access to the news or whatever. I wasn't tracking the news. So I said, no, I never heard anything about the ammo ban, Russian ammo ban. And that was the truth. I didn't hear at that time. I had no information, nothing. So today morning, very early morning, I had a conversation with one of the guys, and he provided me with the link to the State Department. And this is the memo notice which was posted by the State Department on December 4th, 2017. So again, at that time, I wasn't aware of it because I was on active duty and I wasn't tracking. So it is basically a guidance, and I'm quoting, you can check the link by yourself. It is basically a guidance to specify persons that are part of or operate for or on behalf of the defense and intelligence sectors of the government of the Russian Federation. And that was done basically by the State Department, and the whole list of the companies was posted. And on that list, you can scroll down and see it is like there's not even a discussion. There is a Rostec, Russian Technology State Corporation, posted on that list. And there are more other companies posted. There is also one company posted which kind of brings a lot of attention. Is let me go back if I can see it here. You have to forgive me, but I'm switching between the windows. But anyhow, going back to the Rostec, why Rostec is important? Someone will say, well, who gives a shit about the Rostec, right? But unfortunately, the Rostec is the owner of they holding High Precision Systems holding group. This is the big conglomerate of the companies. There's like over 20,000 people working for that. and the part of that conglomerate, the companies which are included inside the high precision systems is Tula Ordnance Plant. So this is the Tula Ordnance Plant, one of the Tula factories producing the ammo. So this is the direct link to the RASTEC and to the list published by the State Department on December 4th, 2017. Again, in my post on the Facebook, I just ask if there is anyone who has a legal background, is basically a lawyer, and can provide the clear interpretation. What are the consequences of the guidance? Because this how the State Department document is called guidance. What are the legal consequences, if any, at this point for that document, and what it means in the long run? And if someone is confused about what I said, again, go back to my original post, which was 7 hours ago. Read it, read the whole post, and you will see that this is the question I posted to, because I'm hoping that maybe there is someone in the audience who has the knowledge and idea what's going to happen. At the same post, and the guys on the Facebook can see it. The guys on the YouTube can see it right now. The guys on the Facebook will have to go back to my original post and reread it. I also said and provided an update for what we have learned from the Tula Tula Ammo USA. Basically, they said, okay, I'm going to cover my ugly face. Basically, the Tula Ammo USA customer service rep, his name was Adam, told that they are not aware of any sanctions against Tula. This is from today morning. Big thanks to the Brad. Brad provide that input, and it's included in the post. Again, if you will take a time to read the original post, you can see at the bottom of the post, I realize a lot of people, they don't bother to read the whole post, is written that for what is worth, the Tula Ammo USA customer service said that they are not aware of any sanctions against Tula. This is as fresh as it can get. So there is no other feedback at this moment from them. Right now, that being said, please remember, and I will tell you that people from Moat Vapor, from Moat, they were not aware of any sanctions, even when the sanctions were imposed, and they were not aware that this is happening. So again, I'm not saying these are the sanctions. I'm saying that someone put the Tula on notice, and we are not sure. I guess the whole, let me go back right now to the week before. This is where that original question was posted and started because of the memo posted by the State Department. So nobody, at least I'm not aware of, is saying that right now the Tula ammo is under the sanctions and you cannot import it anymore. Again, in my original post, I ask for any feedback if someone can say that the ATF is revoking the Form 6 on the importation of the Tula ammo. And I wasn't, again, nobody posted any documents on it. So the post from today morning, if you will read, was actually asking for your feedback and hopefully on the legal guidance for the whole document. And to my best knowledge, nobody messaged me or anything. Nobody provided the clear guidance how to understood this and what to do with it. There is another section of my post, and again, I'll bring it back to the screen for the YouTube guys. I said that the loss of Russian imported ammo would be would be, again, would be, key word, devastating to the hobby across the board. I did this on purpose because I want to bring the attention, because I hear a lot. People are just saying, well, who gives a shit about the Russian ammo? You know, I got my 556 by 45 ammo, I'm safe. Uh, and that may be true, but you have to remember that the Russia exports to United States tons of 223, 556, 308, and many other calibers ammo. So if something would happen to that supply, I can guarantee you that even the guys who are exclusively buying the ammo manufactured in the United States would be affected by it, because the lack of that export from Russia would create a tremendous vacuum, and the people will basically jump on whatever is left and the prices would spike. So that's why I said it would be a devastating effect, like a domino effect on everything else. And if you will think about it, it's just, I want everyone to kind of keep tracking what's happening, so we are not left with our head in the toilet like it happened with the 7 and 6, when basically everyone other than the people who were using the 7 and 6 said, well, to the hell, it doesn't affect me, you know, why I should care. And it was not enough backlash or outcry across the internet to stop the bad things from happening. And if you will go back to when the ATF was toying around with the wording for the M855 ammo, we supported any actions against that ban, were part in participating, even if the 556 by 45 is not really used in the rifles we talk about it here. So I want to have the same commitment from, you know, the basically gun owners across the United States. If something will be happening here with the importation, that, you know, let's join the forces together and let's start asking the questions, why is this happening? So that was the part of the post, and again, I'm troubled or puzzled that the people don't take time to read it, what was written by me, and you know, why this may actually help you. uh, Again, guys, I'm encouraging you, those posts are not usually very lengthy. Take your time, read the whole post, read what is written, and then jump to conclusions or whatever, but at least please read the post, and you will see what I'm trying to talk. If you have any questions, you can always go back and we can sort this out. So as of right now, we got the feedback from Tula USA, and they saying that they are not aware of any sanctions. But if you will go by the links which I posted, hopefully the guys from Facebook and the YouTube can have it. You know, check that memo, check that guidance posted by the State Department. It's true. That's not the conspiracy theory. It's not something what the people are pushing. It is true memo which was posted, and then you can clearly see from the what the Rostec is, where the Tula is under that conglomerate, and what is their connection to the Rostec. So again, you need someone with the legal interpretation who knows the laws and what's going to happen to explain this to us. One thing which I want to tell you is, guys, I remember from when the Kalashnikov, uh, Russian Kalashnikov, was put under the sanctions, they were identified exactly the same way. They were identified as a part of the Russian defense industry. And then, of course, they were slammed with the sanctions by the Obama administration. So this is something to keep in mind. And what it means, what does that really mean? I have no clue. That's why I ask. Again, going back to the original post, hey, if you know, if you have a legal background, and I mean like real legal background, not because you got the classes when you were, in the Pizza Hut, and took some online classes. If you got the legal background, if you could explain, tell us what's going to happen. Someone is asking about the wolf. A wolf was not even a part of that discussion. The wolf, guys, is actually a very smart company. The wolf has the manufacturing plants spread out all over the world, and the wolf can juggle, move pieces if necessary. But the wolf was not, it's not listed anywhere on the State Department website. At least I'm not aware. I haven't seen the wolf name on it. So, and the wolf isn't even made by Tula, so that's two different companies we're talking about. But the wolf is much smarter than the Tula was. They know how to play the game. I also said, and guys, you have to remember that all these ammo manufacturing companies, the export to United States is huge part of their business plan. So even if they will get hit, even if they will get hit with the sanctions, I don't expect anything, to stop. I don't expect the ammo to stop coming to US, because they will find the way to work around the system. And you know that these guys, they know how to play the game, and you will see some other companies popping up and moving the stuff, repackaging and moving the stuff to United States. So that this is the worst case scenario. But as of right now, we are not there yet. We don't know what's going on and how this is going to end. But the truth is, whoever was asking me last week, the guy was correct. There is some unrest. There is some motion in the regarding the Tula, and that's not good. It's not good that they're on the list. They're on the watch list. So what's going to happen? That's not up to me to decide. That's people who we elected will decide. But it is the whole situation connected. Also, you cannot forget why the sanctions are happening to the situation in Ukraine and what's happening in Ukraine. And you can see that the State Department also approved the export licenses for some US based companies that was presented just before the end of the year, for the US based companies to export arms and ammo to Ukraine. So that probably going to ramp up the whole conflict down there, because you will have the Russians supplying more ammo and more arms on the other hand. So how this is all going to sort out, God only knows. But that's it. That's just like, instead of replying to all the messages and everything, I wanted to explain to everyone how this all unfolded and what is happening. If I'll have any more informations, I'll post them. That's not a problem. But really, like, if anyone from, I know that we have the hundreds of thousands followers on the YouTube. If anyone is really with the good legal background and could email me or message me and explain what are the steps right now, what we should expect, that would be awesome. So we can stop saying basically, or guessing what may happen. So that would be the best option and the best course. But as of today, again, this is the situation. All right. I will take a few questions, and we'll go from there. I see that the live chat is just exploding, guys. I'm the only one person handling the live chat and doing this on the Facebook. So you have to excuse me that I'm not, like a high speed. We don't have like dozens of people watching those comments or wherever. So I see there is a lot of discussion about, for some reason, about the Century rifles. I don't understand. We didn't even talk about the Century right now. Then I see there is a lot of comments about the RAS 47 rifles. Again, it's guys, this is not the place to talk about it. Uh, Someone then is posting the links to the ammo to buy the ammo. Oh my gosh. And someone is saying, Arabsky, quit demonizing rifles, please. I'm not sure what you mean by this. Um, all right. The I cannot even follow those questions. The companies use the Tula ordnance plant owned by Rastec for production. Someone is saying this. For example, they have contract with Rastec or one of the subsidiaries to use the plant. The Tula plant does not own Tula ammo, but it still goes back to the Rastec. So no matter what's happening, the whole core issue is Rastec. Rastec got squeezed by the balls. So I don't know. You can interpret it as any way you want, but that would what you saying. There's some guy on YouTube posted this. What you saying would be actually worse than just the Tula, because at least if the Tula is the only problem, then that's the Tula. But now if this is really what they are after, the State Department is after, then But I don't think so that that's the case. So I'm just reading to you guys comments from the YouTube. Uh, Hear anything on when SLR will be coming back? SLR 104. From my understanding, in 2017, we will not see the SLR 104 coming back. That being said, a KVAR is extremely well of for pulling out from their ass magic missing crates and finding them in warehouses all across the United States. So I don't think we'll see any imports coming in, but don't hold your breath, because as I said, the KVAR is really good at finding missing crates. So you may see from time to time crates being simply available, crates full of rifles. But we'll see. We'll see. What else? Someone is saying, okay. I'm reading just comments, guys, and there's a lot of support and everything, but I'm reading if you have any questions. Okay, what's stopping them from exporting to a country and then export to United States? This is the question from one of the guys on Facebook. So he's basically saying, if any of those companies under the sanctions, if they will be under the sanctions, why not to ship to another country and then from that country to United States to bypass the sanctions? And I don't think so that this works that way. If you will check the what happened to Moat, this is exactly how the Moat got caught, basically because they were fixing or enhancing uh, invoices for a Kalashnikov, and they got caught. And that was not even going to United States. I think it was going around, and they got caught, and they got put on the list, and they got spanked directly with sanctions. But the people at the State Department are not amateurs, guys. They are in this business for a long time, and they know what they're doing. So I don't think so that the simple, jumping like this would make a difference. You would have to repackage the product, change the name, and then ship it, and kind of isolate the military production, which is recognized as the production for the Russian defense sector, from the private sector or commercial sector, and have the paperwork to prove it. So that would be possible, and I think so that would be the best course of action if anything would happen. So that's how it would work probably. So we'll see. Okay. Well, That was a question from Kevin Simmons. This is actually a good question. And what else we got? Okay, from Bill. If I'm not mistaken, the ban doesn't affect ammunition manufactured by Burnell plant that produces Wolf, Golden Tiger, and Monarch ammo. There is not even a ban yet. It's just the uh, guidance issued by the State Department, and that may lead to some legal actions, which hard to tell what's going to happen. But nobody from not the tiger, not the golden tiger, not the monarch, nobody other than the Tula was listed, and not but someone just said that the Rostec actually is responsible for all those exports too. And I don't know if that's the truth. I haven't seen anything to support that evidence. So I cannot comment on this. So I don't know. Uh, so what is, yeah, I'm trying to read, because that guy Eric is saying again that these companies use the Tula ordnance plant owned by Rostec for production. For example, they have a contract with Rostec, or so we read that. But and Eric, he's saying that he's not a lawyer, but he has a degree in foreign policy and he works on international trade contracts. Tula Ammo and Wolf are both US based companies. That is correct. The Tula Ammo USA, and they open it, the chapters, the sections inside the United States. Now, the question goes, what is there is a business connection going back to Russia, and how this will be sorted out by the State Department, and how they going to perceive all of this. I don't know, man. Like I really don't know what is the course of action for it. So, and let me go back to Facebook. Is it possible to get Russian SKS and import them from Ukraine that they have been for more than 5 years? Uh, this is excellent question. Actually, I will give you the example. There were rifles used by the Polish Army Honor Guard, and they were of course manufactured in Russia because they were only for the representation only, but they were in the great condition. And when the Poland finally get rid of them, the idea was to import them back to United States, and the people were following exactly the same logic as you used. That since those Russian-made rifles were in Poland for years, then why we cannot bring them? And from my understanding, the whole deal fall apart because ATF did not issue the permission for the importation of those rifles because they were made in Russia. Uh, is that true? I have no idea. But the thing is, these rifles never reached the United States either, for whatever reason it was. And they were old rifles. They were in Poland for decades, not for the 5 years. So why this route is not working? Again, I'm not the lawyer. I cannot explain this to you. I have no idea. Very good question, because you would think that if they are outside for X amount of the years, then you will be able to bring them to United States. But that's obviously not the question because of the import laws and how this works like. All right, guys, I'm running short on time. I just came back home and I thought I will do that video to explain the hoopla about that Tula ammo. So reread the post. If you have something new and it's really good to add, contact me and we'll go from there. If I will learn something new from the good source, we'll go and I'll post and I'll give you the updates on it. So there's one more good question. Someone is asking what happened to the FB Radom USA, and unfortunately, that just before the end of the year, the Ted Marshall was spearheading the whole idea of having a FB Radom manufacturing plant right here in Texas, and that whole thing fall apart. He basically said that he's backing off from the deal, and there's nothing happening on that front. FB Radom will be at the SHOT Show. Maybe someone will get any news from them, but this was the statement which was issued by the guy who was working here in the United States on the whole deal, and he basically pulled the plug on it. So this is the current situation. I wish it would be a better news, but that's at least what I got from Ted Marshall, and that was his last statement on the subject. All right. Thank you very much, guys. See you soon, and keep reading the whole post before commenting. Thanks. Bye.